California is no stranger to wildfires. For decades, the state has battled these natural disasters, but the situation has grown increasingly dire. However, recent years have seen a dramatic escalation in their intensity and destruction. The fires are more ferocious, consuming everything in their path with an unprecedented ferocity. The Golden State is experiencing a wildfire crisis of epic proportions. The frequency and scale of these fires have left communities in a constant state of fear and uncertainty. These fires are no longer confined to a specific season. Once considered a summer and fall phenomenon, wildfires now rage year-round, fueled by changing climate conditions. They burn hotter, faster, and longer, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. The intensity of these fires is unlike anything seen before, making them harder to control and extinguish. The impact on human life is undeniable. Thousands of residents are forced to evacuate, leaving behind their homes and possessions, often with little notice. Homes are reduced to ashes and lives are tragically lost. The emotional and financial toll on affected families is immense, with many struggling to rebuild their lives. The environment also suffers, with ecosystems disrupted and air quality plummeting. Wildlife habitats are destroyed, and the smoke from these fires contributes to severe air pollution, affecting the health of millions. The question arises, what is fueling this inferno? Experts point to a combination of factors, including prolonged droughts, higher temperatures, and an abundance of dry vegetation. Climate change plays a significant role, creating the perfect conditions for these fires to ignite and spread rapidly. Efforts to combat these wildfires are ongoing. Firefighters work tirelessly, often risking their lives to protect communities. Meanwhile, local governments and organizations are implementing measures to prevent future fires, such as controlled burns and improved land management practices. Despite the devastation, there is hope. Communities come together to support one another, rebuilding and providing aid to those affected. The resilience and determination of Californians shine through in the face of this crisis. Innovative solutions are also being explored. Advances in technology, such as early detection systems and improved firefighting equipment, offer new ways to tackle this growing threat. The fight against wildfires is far from over, but with continued effort and innovation, there is a path forward. California's burning crisis is a stark reminder of the challenges we face in a changing world. Yet, it also highlights the strength and resilience of its people. Together, we can work towards a safer, more sustainable future. Climate change is a significant factor driving California's wildfire crisis. The state is experiencing rising temperatures and prolonged droughts. These conditions create a tinderbox-like environment where vegetation becomes highly flammable. As temperatures rise, evaporation rates increase, further drying out vegetation. Snowpack, which typically provides crucial moisture during the dry months, is diminishing. This combination of factors creates ideal conditions for wildfires to ignite and spread rapidly. While climate change sets the stage, human activities often provide the spark. Arson is a major concern, with individuals intentionally igniting fires. However, unintentional human actions also play a significant role. Power lines, equipment use, and even discarded cigarettes can ignite dry vegetation. As more people move into fire-prone areas, the risk of human-caused ignitions increases. This underscores the need for greater awareness and preventative measures. The economic consequences of California's wildfires are staggering. The cost of firefighting efforts has skyrocketed in recent years. Billions of dollars are spent annually to combat these infernos. Property damage is another major economic blow. Homes, businesses, and infrastructure are destroyed, leading to billions in losses. The tourism industry, a vital part of California's economy, also suffers as visitors are deterred by the threat of wildfires. Section 5. Insurance, a burning concern. For homeowners in fire-prone areas, obtaining affordable insurance is becoming increasingly difficult. The threat of wildfires is not just a seasonal concern anymore. It has become a year-round issue that affects thousands of families. Insurance companies are grappling with the rising costs of wildfire claims. The frequency and intensity of these fires have led to unprecedented financial losses, making it harder for insurers to cover the damages without significantly raising premiums. As a result, premiums are skyrocketing, and many insurers are refusing to renew policies in high-risk zones. This trend is particularly alarming for residents who have lived in these areas for decades, as they now face the possibility of being uninsurable. This situation leaves many homeowners vulnerable. Without adequate insurance, the financial burden of rebuilding or repairing homes after a wildfire can be overwhelming. The emotional toll is equally significant as families are forced to make difficult decisions about their future. They face the agonizing choice of paying exorbitant premiums or going without insurance, knowing they could lose everything in a wildfire. The dilemma is particularly harsh for those on fixed incomes or with limited financial resources, who may find themselves priced out of the insurance market entirely. The insurance crisis adds another layer of complexity to the wildfire problem. It underscores the urgent need for comprehensive solutions that address both the environmental and economic aspects of this growing threat. Policymakers, insurers, and communities must work together to find sustainable ways to protect homes and lives from the devastating impact of wildfires. Section 6. Taming the Wild Landscape. Managing California's vast, fire-prone landscapes is a complex challenge. Reducing fuel loads is crucial. This involves thinning out dense vegetation and clearing brush that can easily ignite. Creating defensible spaces around homes is another important step. This involves removing flammable materials near structures and maintaining a buffer zone. Implementing stricter building codes in fire-prone areas can also help reduce the risk of catastrophic damage. Section 7. Fighting fire with fire. Controlled burns, also known as prescribed fires, are a valuable tool in wildfire management. This practice involves intentionally setting controlled fires under specific conditions to reduce fuel loads and improve forest health. While it may seem counterintuitive, controlled burns can help prevent larger, more destructive wildfires. By reducing the amount of flammable vegetation, these burns create breaks that can slow or stop the spread of future fires. Section 8. The Pyrocene, an age of fire. Scientists are now referring to the current era as the Pyrocene, recognizing the increasing prevalence and impact of fire on a global scale. California's wildfire crisis is a stark example of this trend. As climate change intensifies, we can expect to see more frequent and severe wildfires worldwide. This new reality requires a shift in our thinking and a greater emphasis on adaptation and mitigation strategies. Section 9. Our collective responsibility. In this chapter, we delve into the pressing issue of wildfires in California, a state that has seen unprecedented destruction in recent years. The wildfire crisis in California is a complex issue with no easy solutions. The fires have ravaged homes, displaced families, and destroyed vast swaths of natural habitat. The impact on wildlife and the environment is profound, and the economic costs are staggering. It is a problem that demands our attention and collective action. Communities across the state are coming together to rebuild and recover. Volunteers are dedicating their time to reforestation efforts, planting trees to restore the natural landscape and prevent soil erosion. We must address the root causes of climate change, which exacerbate the frequency and intensity of these wildfires. This means reducing our carbon footprint, advocating for sustainable energy sources, and supporting policies that aim to mitigate climate change. Additionally, adopting responsible forest management practices is crucial. This includes controlled burns, clearing underbrush, and maintaining healthy forest ecosystems. Firefighters and forest management teams are on the front lines, preparing and implementing strategies to prevent and combat wildfires. Community preparedness is another vital component. Educating residents on evacuation plans, creating defensible spaces around homes, and fostering a culture of readiness can save lives and property. By working together, we can create a safer, more resilient future for California and beyond. The time to act is now. Every individual has a role to play, whether it's through personal actions, community involvement, or supporting larger policy changes. The urgency cannot be overstated. The flames of inaction are far more dangerous than the fires themselves. If we fail to address this crisis, the consequences will be dire. But with collective effort and determination, we can turn the tide and protect our communities and environment for future generations.